right now we have Donna with us. So Donna, first of all, welcome to our live.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And Donna, tell me about your movie. What is the name of your movie, and which block is gonna your movie is gonna be screened at?
The name of my short documentary is Never Fade Away. It will screen on April 23rd, 9:30 over the fence at the Queens, the Kaz Theater in Astoria, Queens.
What is this documentary about?
It's my father's story. It's the story about how he escaped his homeland in China and came to this country with nothing but his hopes and dreams, and how a radio and a waltz changed his life, and ultimately mine as well. Yeah,
How did it change your life?
you'll have to see the film.
That's a great answer. You have to see the movie to find that answer. So Donna, help me understand. Why did you make a movie about your dad? I'm sure obviously it's a personal, but why did you feel that it has to be documented?
Early on in the pandemic, March 2020, when the stories of the coronavirus were first circulating, I was assaulted for being Asian. And it shook me up. It was, very traumatic. And I stayed home, didn't leave my apartment for 7 months. During that time, I listened to a lot of music by Asian composers, and I thought a lot about why this happened because I was born here. Nothing like this had ever happened to me before. And I think it was really a case, for me at least, ignorance, not knowing who we are, you know, and fear of the unknown. So I decided that perhaps by sharing more of my heritage story from my mother and my father, their stories, that people would know that we are really more alike than we are different because we all come from somewhere else. We all have these stories to share. Your parents, your grandparents, it doesn't make any difference. And so I started sharing some of my father's story online, and I did a lot of virtual programs. I'm actually a concert pianist. This is my first film. Um, and I started getting incredible feedback. I mean, people were crying and saying, this is such a beautiful story, but it's like my grandfather, it's like my father. So when the doors opened again, I started doing this story in live concerts, performing with music. And then I had it choreographed because music is a universal language, but so is dance. It's a natural movement. And the waltz was really crucial in my father's story, the Chopin waltz. And I asked this wonderful choreographer, Ariel Grossman, to choreograph the waltz. But I didn't want it to be just a pretty waltz. I wanted it to tell his story. And she did it so beautifully. So I did that in concert, and people were telling me, you should make a film out of this. And the dancer who I was working with, turns out when I started, getting dates to film, he was leaving the country. And I said, oh my God, who am I going to get? Well, as luck would have it, I I had a friend of mine who is the pianist for the New York City Ballet, and I asked him if he would make an intro with Chun Wei Chan, who is the first ever Chinese principal dancer of the New York City Ballet, history making dancer. I spoke with Chun. He said, "Send me the script." I sent him the script, and he said, "This is my story too. I want to do it." And so when they finally revived me, I realized I had to make it more than just a small story. I mean, it's only a 12-minute film, but I added to it. And it was probably, this is the most emotional journey I've ever had in my life. And I'm so grateful to my team, the dancers, the choreographer, my cinematographer, Garrett Parker, my editor, C.E. Chen. Um, really, it was an experience that I'll never forget. And we've been doing very well. We've been doing the film festival circuit, and it's been an incredible experience. And I'm so happy to be here.
Before I let you go, why Queens World Film Festival?
Well, my parents met in Queens. They got married in Queens. I was born in Queens. I learned how to play the piano in Queens, and the waltz was danced in Queens. So, where else would I go?
Where else would you go? Yeah, thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.